Hollywood Hangman Adam Pearce has made it finally. He's shown up in gorilla position as we went live. Literally, we was all waiting backstage for him. He did not show up. He literally did an MJF. he was not in gorilla position when the music hit.
Showed up too.
But he's here now. Welcome to the WrestlePurists podcast, number 17. I think we're on now. I'm joined by Rob, Chris, and backup Hangman, and we're going to talk about some Dynamite and whatever comes up. Really, it's not going to be a full-on formal review of Dynamite where we go through every match and every segment bit by bit. It's just going to be loose, and we're just going to talk. And I don't know where we're going to end up going, but you know, we're just here. We're here now. We're late. Blame backup Hangman. Send him abuse on Twitter. All that good shit. And yeah, man. We'll start with you, Hollywood. How are you, bro?
How's my sound, everybody?
No, I was gonna say if your sound or something was broken, then man. Yeah. But yeah, you sound good, bro. You sound good.
You guys can hear me. We can hear you. Full shoot, everybody. I was not backstage. I was not here for the pre-show meeting. I was not here for the rundown. I was not here for call time. I showed up literally as the countdown for the 1 minute was going off on YouTube. But how's everybody doing? I'm glad everybody made it to this WrestlePurists podcast. It's the debut of Daddy Magic, Matt Menard, and Jeff Parker onto our podcast. And yeah, man, I'm excited. I'm ready to get into it. I do want to make some quick opening thoughts, if I may, Montel. Can I say something real quick about this show?
Go off, bro.
Yeah. All right, listen, man. Everybody, listen, man. Listen. When you go to LA, you have to come correct, right? It's LA. It's Cali. It's the West Coast. You know what I'm saying? Warm weather. You know, Magic Johnson played in the Forum. He won 5 championships in the Forum. You feel me? With Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, with James Worthy. You know, Shaquille O'Neal made his Lakers debut in the Forum. Kobe Bryant, one of the greatest basketball players of all time, God rest his soul, played in the Forum. When you come into LA, you got to do it big time, make big money. You know what I'm saying? Do big business. And AEW, what they did last night was they went into LA and they did it big. Last night's show was absolutely sensational in every possible way. Literally, to be honest with you guys, 2 hours of pristine professional wrestling. You know, I'm a grumpy man, right? You know, I always nitpick on shit. I complain about stuff I don't like, right? You know, I'm picky. You know, I can be a bit of a hater sometimes, supposedly, according to some people on Twitter. But last night's show, absolutely beautiful, top to bottom. In LA, like again, they came correct. AEW came correct, top to bottom, right? And I gotta say, man, listen. The post-Revolution show of Dynamite, you know, it was a bit, if you go back to it, a bit lackluster in parts. You know, some programs were continuing. It was like, what are we doing here? Yesterday, my goodness, tremendous show. The set was immaculate. Y'all saw the set? Y'all saw with the LED.
Fire it up.
Oh yeah, he's fired.
For anyone who doesn't know, Hollywood has literally just watched the show. So that's why he's fired up right now.
I just got out of watching John Moxley and Daniel Garcia. Listen, 2 men, oh my goodness. They got dog in them, on them, and around them. They went toe-to-toe, man. You know, technical wrestling, grappling, submissions, blood, intensity, passion, violence.
That dog.
Come on, man. What are we talking about here? It's LA, bro. You got to do it big in LA. My goodness, the hottest program on the show. Oh my God, tremendous main event. CM Punk came out looking like a superstar. They gave him a superstar reaction because it's CM Punk. What did we talk about, Montel? All these weeks of podcasts, we said they gotta belt this man because it's CM Punk. And what did they do? They belted this man. You saw how he came out? Come on now. Oh my goodness. Y'all saw the ramp, bro? The LED screen on the ramp?
Yeah, with the big belt on it.
Gorgeous. Gorgeous. Came out like a rock star. Right. Oh my God. We got that show for free, everybody. For free.
Yeah.
For free. What are we talking about here?
These mini pay-per-views that TK be putting on.
Jesus Christ.
They be
I can make the argument it was better than Double or Nothing.
All right.
I would make that argument. 2 hours. 2 hours. Come on now. Y'all saw the baddies? Y'all saw the baddies? Come on now.
In the first half. He had me in the first half. I'm not gonna lie. And then he was like,
walking out in that baddie section, in that baddie segment, looked like an absolute superstar. Oh my goodness. Come on now. Come on. Jade Cargill, Stokely Hathaway, Kira Hogan.
Damn, bro, you get a whole bro. Hey,
Chris sounds like he's stuck in a washing machine or something.
Oh shit,
wrap it up, bro.
Listen, man, thank you for having me. Thank you for listening to the WrestlePurists podcast. I'm fired up. I just saw the show. Man, sensational stuff. Mwah.
Yeah.
Happy days. You know, how do we follow that? So that's the review. End of the podcast. You know, it was nice. You know, we kept it a tight 7 minutes.
Absolutely.
All that in 7 minutes. Just
yes, sir.
Cleared it.
You know,
yes, sir.
Thanks for coming.
I said everything I needed to say. Goldberg shit. You feel me? I came in. You know what I'm saying? Give me my check. You feel
me? In and out.
Yes, sir.
Get yourself some pops. Right, so what we starting with? AEW, how do we open the show? CM Punk and FTR versus Gun Club and Max Caster.
The Bret Hart Dick Eaters. The Bret Hart Dick Eaters.
In the best way, though. In the
can
best
we say
way.
that on YouTube?
You say anything you want, bro. Well, not anything, actually.
Not anything.
Not anything. But
yeah, we can say it.
We good.
Bret Hart Dick Eating Society.
Yes, sir.
Chris's mic isn't perfect, but
it's
working. It don't sound amazing, but it's working.
Y'all want me to leave and come back again?
Yeah, it does. When you leave and come back, that does help it, but it just happens again anyway. So it's like, it's like, what do you want to do? Do you want to keep leaving and coming back? It's up to you, bro. We'll keep it moving anyway. We'll just get Hollywood to go on another rant.
Yeah, I'll come back. I think I know what's the problem. I'll be right back.
See, we're professionals here, you know.
Absolutely, WrestlePurists podcast. We do it big.
Absolutely,
we are the professionals of professional wrestling media. So.
Right, very.
It's just what we do. We get these technical difficulties on there, and we work through them. Because we're professionals.
Absolutely.
We're professionals. It's like
somebody said in the chat, as we always call them on the spaces, the Bret Hart Shaboing Boing Society, because that's exactly what they are. That's exactly
as it should be.
So what did you actually think of the match?
I thought
you want to start, Rob? Go ahead, man.
Okay, the match was great. I actually loved the match. I feel like this is. Because I heard everybody's opinions last night, and they were talking about they feel like they don't want like the Bret Hart Dick Eating Society to be a faction or a thing right now. I heard other opinions saying the FTR should turn heel. And I remember the other night we were on Spaces and Chris was talking, and he was like, and he was kind of right. No disrespect to FTR, but before FTR turned face, nobody kind of gave a fuck about him. So it was like, now that they're turned face and now that they were Punk, that can give them more of an opportunity for people to give a fuck about them. I do feel like they're going to save the IWGP tag division soon because they're going to win that belt. But I will say, and I've said this, and y'all saw me tweet this last night, this Acclaimed Gun Club or whatever is better than Dark Order in 2022, bro. They are better than Dark Order in 2022. In May of June of 2022. Yeah, like they are crazy. So
they're not even really doing anything, are they?
I don't think the Acclaimed have ever been more over than they are right now. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Listen, the thing about the Acclaimed is they're a really crowd-friendly act,
right?
And so it was almost a fitting introduction to the show. The fact that the place is jumping. It's LA. People are excited. CM Punk comes out like a rock star. And it's like you follow that up with the Acclaimed doing their, again, very interactive, crowd-friendly entrance. It all just worked out.
Yeah. The Gun Club, as we usually make the joke, they're not them. They're not those guys, but they can go for what they can do. So I don't know where they go after this Acclaimed Gun Club thing, but Chris, you can go.
First, do I sound fine?
You sound
Yeah,
better.
yeah.
You sound better now.
Okay, I will say this. I don't know if this is a hot take. I prefer the dynamic of the Gun Club and Max Caster more than I prefer the dynamic of CM Punk and FTR.
Stinky take.
All right, well, let me just say this. Listen, CM Punk, that's my guy. FTR, the third best tag team in the world.
I'm glad you admitted it.
Third. I
Oh.
feel like other than them, all just loving Bret Hart, I don't know what else they kind of add to each other.
Who's second?
I'll let him finish.
Yeah, let him finish.
I just feel like if they didn't have the connection that they all love Bret Hart, no one would really care that much, other than they're just great professional wrestlers. I don't.
That's all you need.
Yeah, I get that,
Yeah.
but the dynamic wasn't as cool as I imagined it would be. The entrance was probably the best part of the dynamic, in my opinion. But it was a cool match. The Gun Club are industry plants, but they're kind of growing on me. They're funny. They're funny. Some funny little white boys. They grow on me, but yeah, it was a cool match.
Yeah.
It was inoffensive for the most part. I don't think it was I don't think it was anyone's match of the night. But it was fun to see him out there, I guess. CM Punk's little botch, like.
Yeah,
we spoke. I think we spoke about this after Double or Nothing. It's like you see with CM Punk, there's a botch. It's like there's a certain charm to it. It's different. It's different to other wrestlers. I'm not saying it's good. Obviously, it's never good when things don't go to plan. But when Punk botches, there is this slight charm to it. I don't know what it is.
It's because he's so genuine, like genuine, that when he fucks up, he'll be like, "Oh, my bad for fucking up."
I completely agree. CM Punk, the reason why he's able to overcome botches is because there's an endearing aspect to the fact that he is not a athleticism based wrestler, and he never has been, and he's not the type of guy that's going to choreograph his match spot for spot backstage. So if he messes up a spot, it's not like he's going to get so thrown off that the match falls apart. He's just going to kind of like go with the flow as he messes up and just kind of like shrug it off and just make up for it with something else. Oftentimes he'll work it into the story of a match, and if he can't do it, he'll literally just like look at you and be like, "Yeah, I fucked up," and do it.
My bad.
And so to me, when he had the botched springboard, and he proceeded to do literally like the worst CM Punk hot tag of all time. It was really bad, to be honest with you. But he once he got him, I don't remember which aspect it was. Once he got him down, he got to the top. You know what I'm saying? And you can see him on his face as he's going to the top, like he's a little annoyed with himself. And
again, you can always see it on his face, man. Like, you see after the one, you could see on his face he was still thinking about it.
He was like shit, and you saw it in his face, and you could hear Tony Schiavone kind of going like, "Yeah, there you go, try it again." And once he went to the top again, you could hear the crowd encouraging him. He does the whole "my bad," does the elbow drop, which frankly was one of his better elbow drops. It looked really good. Right. It was just, to me, that whole moment encapsulated like the appeal of CM Punk. Personally, it's like, you know what I'm saying. So, and then even after the match, like he was beating himself up in his promo because he was talking about how like, I'll be better next time. I'll get better, as I'm holding this belt and stuff like that. So it just works for him. Like other guys, if a Pac botches, it's a little different because of like his style. If a Kenny Omega were to come back and he's just not as explosive as he used to be and he's botching, it's different because of
that would just be sad.
It'll be very sad.
That would be very sad
because that's their approach to wrestling. You know what I'm saying? With CM Punk, that's not really his matches being great aren't incumbent on him executing moves just with perfect precision and accuracy. So that's kind of
CM Punk. Yeah, CM Punk's style is just the guy wrestling. If that makes sense. He's not this he's not this powerhouse. He's not this Nathan Frazier or Takeshita who can run the ropes at 1,000,000 miles per hour. No, he's not that guy.
Shout out to Nathan.
Like I said, he just has this charm to him and this genuine thing about him. And
Yeah,
he gets away with things that a lot of wrestlers definitely wouldn't.
For sure.
Yeah,
But it's
sure.
not. Like, it's not a bad thing. It's all
No.
because he's CM Punk, man.
I was thinking of some
but
dude.
I don't.
Chris.
Oh, Chris. Shit. I was like, I thought that was me. Nah, you're good. You're good.
Chris, say something.
You know what the worst thing is? I can tell it's actually stressing him out because I get how annoying it is. But,
No, it is. It's frustrating. Chris, try to say something.
Annoyed. It's very annoying.
Okay, yeah,
Oh,
your sound is messed up, bro.
Yeah, you're kind of glitching. You just
Check your settings, bro. Check your settings on the thing.
Yeah, on the thing.
Either check your settings or you can try go without your earphones. But I'm not sure how that'll work out for you.
Yeah. They got this. They got this guy in the chat. He does not like CM Punk, bro. He does not mess with Punk. Yeah,
that's tough.
But man, I'm about to say this is a pro Punk podcast. But anyways, so do we want to go from that into the Tanahashi segment?
Yeah, definitely. That's just naturally. It's what came next. So we're getting Tanahashi versus CM Punk. Tanahashi came out. They hit his music. It was a monster pop.
Yeah,
you're all good again now. That's what I mean. It's like you slowly become a robot, bro.
Yeah,
did you change anything, or you just waited it out? Like, what happened?
Well, I went to settings and I changed the mic volume, but I don't know why I changed it.
All right,
because on my screen it was glitching a little bit too.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But yeah, I this match is very much going to be for the AEW title, because if you watch Tanahashi, he did do the belt motion around his waist.
Mm-hmm.
So this match is going to be for the championship, but whether or not it's going to be for the championship is going to bang regardless. So, because it's Tanahashi and CM Punk.
My take on this. Go ahead. No, go
ahead, Chris, before you turn into a robot again.
Yeah, exactly.
I was just gonna say Tanahashi versus Punk isn't the match I would do. Not that it would be a bad match or anything. I think the match would be great, but I wouldn't do Tanahashi versus Punk. I don't know how those dynamics shift. Like, I feel like they have no parallels to each other. The match would be really good, right? But it's just not the match I would do. But I understand why they're doing it. You know,
I will say, when people were talking about like Ospreay versus Punk, one of my thoughts was like, I don't know how that match looks like, but I do think that will be more heated from the standpoint of just like the dynamics, because Ospreay's, CM Punk is really good with just douchebag types of heels. Especially in AEW, he's really good with those types of characters. So, that would have been an easier dynamic for the crowd to kind of just get into and pick a side. And then with Tanahashi, it's a bit tougher because it's like, the audience has, especially the people that know Tanahashi, like they have respect for Tanahashi. Like he's a legend, he's tenured. But CM Punk also, he is very beloved by the AEW fans. So that's another one where I am curious what the crowd dynamics are for that, and how do you build that on television. But I'm at the same time, I'm happy to see Tanahashi, and I imagine he was chosen to face Punk because New Japan doesn't really protect them as much as you'd think they should. They're very fine with beating Tanahashi. But at the same time, he's viewed, especially by fans outside of Japan, as like an absolute legend because of his his accomplishments in Japan. So, it's one of those things where like you can plug him in any main event when he comes to the States and it's credible. But he can also take a loss.
Right.
Yeah,
that's true.
No, that's Tana, man. He's bulletproof.
Yeah.
He's bulletproof.
It popped me. It popped me seeing Jim Ross just so into Tanahashi.
Yeah, Jim Ross knows. Jim Ross knows what's up, man. Jim Ross has his favorites, and you can tell who he pops for.
Yes.
It's one of the things that pops me about Jim Ross, to be honest. Like, he definitely has his favorites. Like, he loves CM Punk, he loves Samoa Joe, he loves Keith Lee. He has pretty good taste, to be honest. He's not a big fan of Luchasaurus.
He's not a big fan.
You can tell, like his hype, it definitely flows up and down, man. But with Tanahashi, obviously, as he said last night, he's called quite a few of his matches, and he knows what's up. Tanahashi is genuinely, in my opinion. He's in my top 3 of all time, I think. It's Tanahashi, man. It's genuinely one of the best storytellers in ring that I think I've ever seen, to be honest. So
Yep.
I doubt he don't miss, like, especially in the reason why I think he's up there, so high up there, in my opinion, anyways, because he's still doing it now. Like, he's got no knees left, bro. And you put him in a big match, and he's giving you.
He just pulls it off, right?
Yeah, it's like that one last year in the Tokyo Dome, the last minute replacement against Shingo.
Yeah.
I think that might have been my match of the year. I can't remember what I give it to in the end, but like, it was that good. And it was a last minute replacement. He just came in there and put on a 4-star match.
He's physically incapable of doing half the stuff he used to do in his prime, and he has no cartilage in his knees and a bad back, and like, it doesn't matter. He'll take a minimalist approach and just make a match great. Like, he'll have an injured everything and say, all right, whatever, bro, I'm gonna be Steamboat and just do chops and just fire up and make it great, and he can. So
yeah,
man, he makes you feel it when he sells, man. Like, when he sells, he really makes you feel it, and he just has this baby face fire about him that's like so easy to buy into, and the way that he's just a genius at laying out his matches, and like I said, he's just genuinely one of the all-time greats, man.
It's good to see him make an appearance on AEW television.
Yeah, definitely. To get that pop as well.
Absolutely. What happened next? I mean, I guess.
Yeah. I need to get a good review up, man, but they're hard to find these days.
Are you trying to find like a format thing that just lays out the whole show together or something?
Yeah, I know what happened next.
I'm on 411 Mania at the moment, so we'll go.
I used to read Sasanka's article.
It's MJF next. It is MJF. I was just wanting to double check that we didn't miss anything.
I want to hear your thoughts on this.
I'll put it up on the screen of my computer in front of me. I got you.
Okay, so the MJF promo. I'll start. I think the delivery was impeccable, brilliant. I liked about 80% of the content. There's just a few things about, like, when you try to blur the lines with this work shoot stuff, it's like, number one, where's the end goal?
Yes.
Number two, I don't like how, if you're gonna do the work shoot stuff, you know how he spoke about the way other people perform, about them being unsafe and all that sort of stuff, and he started coming out with it was like a cornet podcast for 2 minutes, you know. He proper went that route, and it kind of undermines the rest of the whole company as a whole. Do you know what I mean? And it's weird, and also a really weird factor about it is because he's the loud one speaking out, and some of the crowd started to agree with him and pop for him instead of booing him. It's like I said, the end game's weird because you're making the company the heel, and AEW as a company / Tony Khan, they're not heels, they're not WWE. That's what WWE does. So it's a weird dynamic. It is a really. I'm very interested to see what the end game is, but I'm quite worried to see where it goes, because even though the promo was brilliant, it's just, where does it go from here? And you know, blurring the lines between work and shoot, some of the content's weird. Like I said, when you start undermining people by coming with the cornet sheet, by saying, "Oh, they're unsafe," blah blah blah. You can, like, when you're saying, "I'm underappreciated," I should be paid more, I'm the best, all that's cool. I loved it when he got really fired up saying he was the best. It was like some Ric Flair shit. But when you start saying, like, "Oh, all these other guys are unsafe," and you start coming with like the haters criticism and all that sort of shit.
He was saying that, like, he said, "Why am I not a good wrestler? Because I'm not a backyarder who was untrained." He said,
that sort of shit.
He said, "Why? Because I don't pretend to watch New Japan, because I don't dump people on their heads."
Basically coming out with the cornetisms, basically. Like,
it was interesting because, like you said, Monty, the fans agreed with him. Like, the fans started to kind of take his side with that stuff. So it was very interesting.
That's why it gets kind of messy.
I remember.
Yes,
I was gonna say they did pop big for the ex WWE guys comment too.
Yeah, big.
I love that. I love that line.
Big, big. They bought big for that.
He said, "Don't tell him to open up his wallet for to pay me or something." And he said he basically said like he's reserving that money to pay the next like XWB guy that comes in. So.
Yeah, I was like
that. It's beautifully ironic that he said that. And what was the next match on the show? It was John Morrison versus Rusev. You know what I'm saying? So hey, man, and hell, man, we had we had the Hardy Boys on pay-per-view, stinking it up, so like when people first hey, listen, man, I love the Hardy Boys, but I do think it's fascinating that when people tried to do the all WWE thing like a year and a half ago, to me there was not much credence to it because it's like you're signing former WWE talents that not only didn't realize their potential for a lot of them, they're just great and they're on the market, and so of course any smart company would sign them. Like who wouldn't sign Miro, right? Who wouldn't sign Andrade? Who wouldn't sign Aleister Black, right? But when we do start dipping into the
Chris froze. I'm just
I'm
sat giggling to myself because I'm sure Chris is frozen and he's just like
he's just
he kind of froze a little bit.
Technical difficulties, fam.
I was gonna say when you start dipping into the the Johnny, and I know he's not officially signed, but the Johnny Elites of the world and the Tony Neses of the world, and guys like that.
Hey, 1 minute.
Listen,
Tony Nese is a 205 legend.
He is a 205 legend. He's a 205 legend.
205 god.
That boy's an underground legend, man.
Sure.
Let's leave him off the list.
It was a tremendous promo. I thought it was sensational. I was at work, everybody. To the listeners, I was at work because I don't watch these Dynamites live. And when I caught wind on my phone, I was obsessively checking my phone purely to see when MJF would start talking. And I saw people saying that he was coming out. And I told everybody at my job site, I said, everybody, give me 1 second. I have to go. People thought I was insane. People looked at me like I was a crazy person. Some guys kind of side-eyed me, questioned what I was doing. And I said, guys, give me 15 minutes. One of my coworkers, Papi, what are you doing? You said, you got to take your break at 9. I got to go now.
Yeah.
And so what did I do? I ran to the break room, everybody. Had my phone on full blast, plopped it right down on the table, and listened to every single word Max said. And as the segment went long and I checked the watch, I said, man, those guys need me at work. But listen, I would prefer to be worked by Max than to work for the man. And so I sat there and I took in every single word as this man was playing full volume on my phone, and my body went cold because, oh my goodness, oh my God, like this dude, Jesus Christ, this man was spitting like from top to bottom, man. Listen, if anybody deserves to be paid, regardless, look, I'm not going to debate on what's the work here and where does the line end, what's the shoot, what's the work. All I know is it's resulting right now in really entertaining television. You guys have a point in terms of what's the end game, because it's like, is MJF going to turn face? Do we even want him to turn face? It's like, what do you really do there? It's just like, I don't know what the end game is with that. I don't really want to see Tony Khan on television feuding with MJF. That sounds really cringe, to be honest with you.
Hollywood's getting loads of boings in the chat right now.
Sometimes you got to listen. For great men, for great wrestlers, for great talents that are absolutely generational, you have to do what you need to do. I was at work and my job did not matter. I don't care about my job when Max Freeman is talking. It doesn't matter. So I ran to the break room to hear this man speak. And damn right, I stayed in the break room until he was done. And guess what, everybody? And guess what, everybody? When he was done, I didn't go right back to work. I sat there for another 5 minutes to just take it in, to just spiritually recollect myself. Because my body would not be able to move if I walked right back to work. I had to recollect myself spiritually on an emotional level. MJF was speaking against his detractors. He was speaking against Tony Khan. He was speaking against the roster. And he basically said to everybody, you guys are not on my level, and you need to get on my level, and I should be paid accordingly to the level that I'm on, which is higher than basically most of these people on the roster and most of a lot of your faves listening. That's just the facts. This guy is absolutely exceptional. I don't know where this goes. I don't know what the end game is. I don't know what settlement these guys have reached behind the scenes. I almost don't care to, because I think this is so compelling. The fact that it's like we don't know where the lines end and what the deal is. I think it's very entertaining, just kind of like keeping it blurred and gray. So I would as of now, this could change depending on where we go with this. As of now, I'm happy with what I saw. I'm looking forward to the next step. And so, yeah, if there's any minor complaints that I would have about this and Dynamite in general, the only real minor complaint is that Wardlow does feel a bit secondary. Like the whole MJF Wardlow storyline was to get.
He didn't even have the neck brace on, bro.
No,
I wanted MJF out there in a neck brace.
It feels like this story had momentum, and so they wanted to just kind of throw it on TV. But at the end of the day, it's like he's still now a bigger talking point than Wardlow, and I'm curious what they do to keep him, exciting and feeling like a superstar the way they did in the storyline. Because right now it's all about Max. So that's all I got to say.
Okay, so
how's my mic sound? How's my mic sound?
Good for now.
All right, I'll say this, bro. First thing, dick riding on the clock is a crazy fucking activity.
Thank you.
Crazy.
I'll also say this.
Thank you.
Listen, his promo technically was a great promo, right? But bro,
Absolutely.
I read this shit he says every day, bro. When I read these fucking Fed accounts talking all this Tony Khan's of money marking, Young Bucks are backyards and shit. Hey, bro, listen. I don't know why people are so much on Max's side after this promo. Like he didn't fucking walk out on his company and shit. Like, are we forgetting this man walked out the company like day before the pay-per-view and barely made it back for call time and shit?
Yes, sir. That's superstar shit, baby.
I'm just listen.
Superstar shit,
Technically,
baby.
it was a great promo.
Yes, sir.
You're a dick rider. Technically, it was a great promo. But like some of the listen, like Montel said, him saying he's the best and he should be paid more. That shit was fire, right? When he was calling himself the best. But bro, nigga, I don't need Jim Cornette on my TV. I don't need Jobber Nation on my fucking TV, bro. I read enough of that shit on Twitter, and it's like, nigga, you still ran from the grind, like,
You
bro.
still did.
I don't feel bad for him at all. Like, shit, nigga, you're getting, hey, tough luck, nigga. You should have. That's your fault. You should have bet on yourself earlier and fucking demanded more money at the start, because you should have said, hey, Tony, I'm going to be that nigga in a couple years. So you better give me the big boy money, right?
Right.
I understand that he wants to be getting more money than niggas like fucking, I don't know, who probably gets, Matt Hardy definitely gets more money than him.
Matt
Jeff
gets paid more. Malachi gets paid more. Mark Henry and Big Show get paid more. Christian gets paid more.
Christian's better than MJF, so I mean, I understand
crazy.
it.
Listen,
but I'll say this before I'll end it like this, right? Max is a generational talent.
Absolutely,
I will say that, but I'm not taking his side on this, bro. Like, I don't know why the crowd was cheering when he was calling these niggas marks and shit, bro.
Right.
Because he's speaking facts.
The thing is, though, this is the thing, though. Chris is reacting the way that AEW want him to react, if that makes sense. Like the crowd, I feel like the crowd starting to cheer MJF. That shit wasn't meant to happen. That shit was not meant to happen.
I'm not sure
the reaction that Chris is having now is like what he should be having. Like, oh, why is this guy going after the company? Because, like I said, once you start making the company and Tony Khan the heel, that dynamic just don't really work with AEW, in my opinion, especially when it's MJF. Like, what the fuck? What we're gonna do? Have MJF do the CM Punk Summer of Punk shit when he runs off with the title? What's the end game?
To piggyback off of what Chris is saying, yes, I wholeheartedly 100% agree with everything Chris said. Look, I'm not denying the fact he's a generational talent. I'm not denying the fact that he's a great talent or whatever the fuck. I get that. You want to be paid more, this, that, and the third. First of all, if you understand business, and I know you understand business, you're not dumb. You cannot you cannot edit the money that you get. Like, this is fucking 2K My League, and you can just go on the contract edit and you can edit your contract. No, it don't work like that, little bro. You gotta sign that extension if you want more money, first of all. Second of all, you're running around here acting like you didn't no-show. Like, address the reason why you no-showed. say the reason why you no-showed the event the other day, because we still don't have no explanation from that. You just didn't show up. So it's just you can cut this generational promo, you can cut a great promo. I get that. But at the same time, I don't forget. I didn't forget you no-showed the other day. I didn't forget, first of all, you're sitting here acting like all of this. Bro, you have to understand, bro, when you got signed, you weren't as big as Malachi Black. I'm sorry. You weren't as big as like, come on, man.
Rob, listen, bro. This nigga was getting paid a cracker and a bottle of water in MLW, bro.
MLW, I remember. I was watching.
Hey, and I see y'all niggas in the comments saying I'm getting worked. I'm not getting worked. I just don't like the nigga.
Nah, definitely not.
Right, like,
I've said it.
I just don't like him.
Chris is reacting how he's supposed to be reacting, not meaning.
Can I say something?
I remember. Hold on. I remember when you were sitting there working Teddy Hart and Brian Pillman Jr. on the MLW tape.
No, hold on, Rob. Hold on, because that was fire. I don't care what anyone tells. The Dynasty versus the Hart Foundation.
It wasn't bad. I'm not saying it was bad, but I remember where you was. You was working for Court Bar before Tony Khan gave you that 5 cents when you was on the street corner, nigga. I remember. I'm not dumb, bro. So you can't sit here and play me like you need this.
I was giving this McDonald's money.
Like this nigga, you know who he was?
Who
was walking down the street and said, "You want some McDowell's, little bro?" Like, come on, man, bro. We got to get back. Like so it's like, okay, I get that the promo was great, but it's like, bro, number one, you completely overshadowed Wardlow. You skipped out on fans that actually came to see you. You never gave a reason. So it's just like, that's cool. And then not even that. This is my last point. Work shoots in 2022 cannot work when everybody knows it's a work. I'm sorry. Everybody knows it's a work. This gave off, like, towards the end of the promo especially, it gave off WCW 2000 vibes. Like, everybody was just using insider terms all over the place, and it didn't work. So, but it was a great promo.
Well, here's what I'll say, Monty. So, number one, to Rob's point about work shoots not working in 2022, my thing is I think implementing reality and being reality based is fine when you use it to further a story that can be told in the context of pro wrestling. That's fine. When you start kind of doing the whole, like, just, I'm not saying this is an MJF thing, but when you do just the whole, like, airing general grievances that, like, the everyman just doesn't really care about, then that's kind of whatever. But here's the deal, Monty. Do you know why Rob and Chris are acting like this? You know why they're reacting this way?
All right, here we go.
It's because Max is talking to them. That's why they're mad. It's because he is talking to them. Monty, they are the marks that don't know shit. They don't know why he walked out.
No,
let me finish. Let me finish. They don't know why he walked out. Nobody knows why he walked out, which is why Max on television said, y'all don't know shit. This man's Rob is talking about contracts and breaking down the structures of contracts and how this and that works. It's not the NBA. Realistically, because there's no union in pro wrestling, they could do anything with contracts. That's the actual fact. So guess what? Guess what, Rob? Guess what, Chris Bread? We don't know what is within the bounds of legality when it comes to getting a raise. No, hold up, Rob. I am not done. Max is talking to y'all niggas because guess what? For all we know, Darby Allin maybe got some extra cents on the dollar on the side, and we don't know about it. And Max is hot. For all we know, Tony boosted somebody else up or another guy, and Max is like, "Nah, that's crazy. That's crazy." So that's why I say
this nigga works 3 times a year.
Hold on.
But guess what? Wait. I'm wrapping up by saying this.
I'm gonna let you finish.
Y'all are mad. Y'all are mad because he's talking about you. You niggas.
That nigga ain't talking to me.
Opinions. He's talking right to you, bro. He gave you a pile drive. He grabbed Chris right by the hair and gave that nigga a heat seeker. He took Rob and gave him a DDT.
It sounds racist.
A little bit. Just a little bit. So again, Max bodied all of y'all. He bodied you niggas who were talking crazy all weekend long, and that's why you're mad. That's why you're mad. Because guess what? All your faves that y'all niggas like, right? They're good, right? As Max said, they're great. They're allowed to be great. He has to hit it out of the park to get praise, and he does every time. And that's why you niggas are mad.
Hey, Rob, let me get this, Rob.
It is true.
Yeah, no,
listen,
you go first, and I'm gonna go.
Listen,
you go first.
listen.
Name me a Young Buck feud better than MJF and CM Punk this year, or MJF and Wardlow. That's what that's what he's talking about.
Listen.
It's not
all of Max's feuds.
That's why he's bodying you niggas.
All of Max's feuds are good because he's with Vortex. Hey, what he do when he was feuding with Brian Pillman Jr.?
Talk about it.
That feud was heat, bro.
What do you wait? Hold on. Let's talk about what do you do with Jericho?
I listen. Okay, I could.
Oh yeah, no. Wait, hold on. Let's because let's keep talking.
Okay, here's the thing. Okay, listen.
Hold on.
Do you think we can get Big AL to come in here?
Oh no!
Hold on.
Listen, the Pillman shit was stinky, right? The Pillman shit was stinky, right? I would tell you this: if you go back to all them segments, it's not Max's fault, bro. Max brought the heat to every segment, bro. He was coming at this man's family and coming crazy at Brian. It's up to Brian to match his intensity. Okay, because he's great at it and he gets a reaction. And like he said, he's the second biggest minute by minute draw. That nigga could beat John Cena in a promo battle. Why are we talking about?
Hold on. You keep talking about he was talking to y'all. You know, he was calling y'all a mark and shit. He said we don't know shit. Wait, hold on. You know what I do know? What I do know is this. He no-showed that fan event the other day and didn't give an explanation as to why.
You don't know why. And
that's what I do know.
You don't know.
If I pay for that event, he no-shows, we throwing ones, bro.
Exactly.
And that's fair. And that's fair. That's fair. If you were one of the fans of the event and you are mad at Max, it is within your right to criticize him, to tweet, negative things about him, no showing that thing, and wanting to fight him. But guess what, Chris Bread? Guess what, Rob of WrestlePurists, my newest 360 deal signees? You niggas were not in that event. You niggas were the niggas watching behind the show, behind the curtain. You know what I'm saying? That were getting bodied by Max. What mad stuff to say about him.
If you were one of those fans that paid, you would not be uttering the same sentiment.
I wouldn't. I'd want to choke this man. I'd be mad.
Man, can we stop talking about this nigga MJF before I get heated, bro?
Hey, Chris. What was the last? What was the last Young Buck program on the level of MJF and Wardlow, little bro? Let me know.
From what standpoint has MJF ever had a match as good as? Hey, nigga, you can't put tag team wrestlers and fucking singles wrestlers.
Monty, what was
what do Kenny Omega, nigga? What do Kenny Omega, nigga?
Hey, I didn't mention any. I didn't say Kenny.
That's my favorite wrestler. What we talking about?
Monty.
Yo.
He said, why? Because I don't chase star ratings. Another thing he's talking to with these niggas, because when I brought this man up and I brought the Bucks up, he was about to pull up the bangers. I'm not talking about no bangers because he got bangers too. We're not talking about that.
It's tag team wrestling, nigga. That's all it is, bangers. Story, nigga. What do you mean? Y'all niggas want to see niggas say Shakespeare, nigga. Do a fucking flip, my nigga. I don't care about that Shakespeare shit, nigga.
Nah, bro. Wait, hold on. Wait. Real
last super kick, nigga.
Hold on.
Can you name me two spots you still remember from that 10-man tag from yesterday? Name me two spots.
I remember Hikuleo was killing himself, and I remember Hikuleo was killing himself, and I remember the super kicks given to Matt Hardy. I remember Meltzer driver flip nigga into a pile driver. Fuck, nigga.
Let's talk about it.
You will not remember that match in 2 days.
Hold on, Hangman.
Why are you playing with me? We will be talking about this match promo for a month.
You're lying.
Hey, go ahead, Rob.
Hangman, you're lying. No, let me tell you why you're lying.
You're sitting here
talking about MJF never got no praise. This nigga MJF would sit here and just be like, oh, your dad's dead. And everybody be like, oh my God, the greatest promo on earth. All you see is up and down Twitter. This nigga's getting dick ate all up and down the Twitter. Talking about he's the greatest promo. Or what are you talking about? This is the same guy that told a nigga in a wheelchair, and look what I can do, and stood up, and everybody acted like that was the greatest thing he ever did. Like, what are we talking about right now, bro? What are we talking about? What are we
Dog,
talking about?
nigga, MJF could call someone a nigga live on air, and people be like, "Oh, look at the heat."
Like that.
Yo, stop it.
Not
Listen.
like that, bro.
Yo, read it back. Read
This is
it
not.
back.
Wait. But this is not. This is not me discrediting MJF as a talent at all. I think he's great. I think he's great as a talent. But you sitting here dictating and lying, sitting here acting like nobody gives him praise is insane. When this nigga can make fun of somebody with ASL and they'd be like, "Oh my God, this is the greatest thing he's ever done." Come on now, bro.
What I am saying, Rob, is not that. Because listen, there's an argument to be made that a lot of Max's heat is very just juvenile, sophomoric, and cheap heat that he gets praised for. That's not what I'm talking about. What I'm saying,
can't do that shit in WWE.
Y'all, sure. But the reason y'all niggas' titties is tangled is because he literally DDT'd both of you. Draping, he took Rob on one elbow, took Chris on the other elbow, draping DDT did the Randy Orton.
I've never heard Dick
banged on both you niggas. That's why you're mad.
I've never heard Dick eating like this a day in my life.
Hey, bro,
your
knees must be bleeding, bro.
It's true. I do have a bad right knee. I do have a bad right knee, which is why I sympathize with CM Punk when he botches. Because God damn it, when you got a bad knee sometimes and that weight comes down, man, it's tough. But no, listen, it's not dick eating, it's truth telling. I just had to lay the foundation and give out a sermon on behalf of Maxwell Friedman, because you niggas, you have to really be honest with yourselves on why you didn't like this promo. It isn't about wrestling. It isn't about the angle. It isn't about the direction. It's because at its core, he was speaking to you niggas and y'all, and it's not just y'all. Wrestling fans do not like when they're told the truth, when they're slapped with reality. Because guess what? It makes you look at everything else with a different lens, and you don't want to. You want the facade to continue. That's the actual truth.
You know reality.
This guy Hangman came on the WrestlePurists podcast and decided to cut a Hunter promo. What is happening?
Me and my friend Mark.
Hold on, Hangman. You know what I know is reality.
What's up?
Showed the other day. You know what I know is reality? He showed up at the last minute and left after the match the other day. That's what I know is reality.
Hey, Rob, you know what you sounding like? You're sounding like Bruce Pritchard. You're sounding like Mark Carrano. You're sounding like John Laurinaitis.
All right, bro. All right, bro.
Hey, let me say this, man.
How dare you cross this corporation?
Let's make this last. Hold on.
Hey,
let's let Chris
and I see a nigga in the chat say I'm dick riding a billionaire. Nigga, I'm not dick riding Tony Khan, bro. Come on, bro. Hey, Tony, my nigga and all, but I'm not dick riding Tony Khan. I'm just saying. I'm saying that this was unprofessional.
Oh my God!
Right,
he deserves all.
Okay, Chris. Now let's just say hypothetically, and look, I don't want to fucking fan fiction this type of shit, right? But it's like, okay, let's just say hypothetically, something happened that triggered MJF doing this that we don't know about, that he was done super greasy on. We don't know. That's why he said y'all don't know shit.
The fuck are you talking about? This nigga gets the best programs every week.
Y'all don't know shit.
This nigga is fanficking. Get off your knees.
I'm about to say
not on my knees. You're on your knees for Tony. And I like Tony. He puts on the best wrestling show on the planet. Okay, but guess what? I'm not about to be here and boing this billionaire just because Max had an issue. I'm sure Max knows how to conduct himself. Bro. If he had a problem, it was probably valid, and I'm not gonna speak on it because I don't know what happened. Like he said.
You know what I'll do?
Listen,
you know what we'll do? This is right. These last points on this MJF promo, and then we're gonna get to Miro. Last points on this MJF promo because this is crazy. This is crazy. I've never seen Dickie like this a day in my life.
He's better than you. And
all I'm gonna say, it's content. It's content.
This nigga on his own ruckus. No way you're hyping up a white man this bad, bro.
Chris turned into a robot again.
Okay, you know what?
This is chaos.
Hold on.
Chris, you gotta
this is last point on this MJF promo. I know this. All I know is, bro, you keep talking about what I know and what I don't know. Nigga, I don't know if it's about money. I don't know what the fuck is going on. All I know is this. If it is about money, bro, sign the contract. Do what you got to do. It's business. Nigga, if it's about booking, you have no right to be mad about booking because you get booked in the best feuds damn near every year except for that Jericho feud. That shit was ass. And that's all I'm going to say on it, bro. That's all I'm going to say on it. That's my last point.
No,
Next
So I
one,
still so much to
Jake-
worry about.
No, you're good.
No,
man.
you good. This dick eating is crazy.
It's
Hey,
not. It's truth telling.
it was a cool promo. It wasn't generational.
That's crazy.
Hollywood, final thoughts.
Maxwell Friedman is one of the most talented wrestlers in the business.
Yo, the
Maxwell
government
Friedman.
name.
Maxwell Friedman is absolutely sensational. He is the second biggest minute-by-minute draw in All Elite Wrestling. He makes you feel. He makes you think. He makes you react. He makes you move. He makes you cry. He makes you yell. He makes you scream. Maxwell Friedman is what pro wrestling is all about. At its very core, what Max is doing, his existence in the business is better with Max in it. The business is made better when he's there. So AEW, if they have not already, and I suspect they have because this promo is able to be cut on television, if they haven't already, it is imperative to keep this guy. Because here's the thing: great workers are a dime a dozen in 2022. Guys who can move, guys who can work, guys who can go. I value all these things just as much as Rob and Chris do. I'm just out of the matrix. You know what I'm saying? And it feels good to be out of the matrix. It feels good. It feels good. We need to make wrestling great again. And Maxwell Jacob Friedman is part of the movement that is making wrestling great.
Yo,
So
that's nuts.
Maxwell, if you're listening, I thank you for cutting this promo. Because you know what it was? It was a dose of medicine for these fans. And a lot of the ones in the arena, they took the medicine, they swallowed it, and they said, damn it, this tastes funny, but I needed it. Thank you, Maxwell.
This is crazy.
Now, what we need is Chris and Rob to realize that the taste is necessary. It's necessary. And next week, when that nigga comes out next week, I need you niggas clapping.
I never heard Dick eating this prevalent before.
Thank you for being incredible. Because he's incredible. He's phenomenal. You don't want that nigga to go to WWE? You're gonna chase him away? I'm gonna blame you niggas.
Hey yo, listen. I don't know if we got that far. Hold on. I don't know if we got that far of an outreach, but Bang Bros, whatever you giving all of them women that be on Bang Bros, bro, give it to Hangman, bro, because this is nuts. This is nuts, bro.
Whatever money Malachi Black is making, multiply that by 3 and give it a Max. Whatever Andrade's making, multiply that by 5 and give it a Max. Whatever any of these dudes are making that's not named Eddie Kingston, John Moxley, CM Punk, Chris Jericho, Bryan Danielson, you take all their salaries together, combine that shit. Tony, you're a billionaire, and hand that shit in a Brinks truck to Maxwell Jacob Friedman. Oh my goodness.
Listen, now I know.
Can I get an amen? Oh my God.
You're not. No. Listen, now I know if you're running a promotion, you would pay MJF more than Bryan Danielson, and you're nuts.
I didn't say that. I'm on right. Bryan Danielson's the greatest wrestler of all time. I did not. Let's not start misquoting me.
Okay, good.
You know what I'm saying? Let's not do that. You know, Bryan Danielson is the greatest wrestling.
Nah, they already look. They bro. I'm telling you, I don't know if y'all been watching. They already on your ass for the make wrestling great. Get shit in the chat, bro. They already on your
wrestling ass. Great again.
So that is the wildest line in WrestlePurists podcast history, bro.
So, what do we do now?
Miro.
Oh,
Miro.
Man.
Let's move it on.
How does my mic sound? I changed mics.
You're good.
Oh, you're good. You're good, fam. So yeah, Johnny Elite, he had like an open challenge sort of thing, and we got Miro. We got a promo fire.
Yeah.
Made his entrance fire.
Yeah.
It was basically an elongated squash.
Yeah,
I personally thought it went a bit too long. Honestly, I wanted to see him. I just wanted to see Miro go in there and just fucking tear him apart.
I love Johnny Nitro, but he got too much time, bro. I love Nitro, but he got way too much time.
Wait, can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we got you, yo. Yeah,
you sound like you're in a porta potty, but you're all right.
Okay. Yeah, I just changed the AirPods. I just want to say, it's time for that nigga Johnny whatever to hang them boots up, bro.
Ooh. Spiteful.
Look, Chris is not. Look, man. Look, Johnny. You know, I get it. I get it to a degree. He's a local. They needed someone to do the job. And so be it. I'm not gonna cry about it this week. But going further, there's just not that much of a need for him. To be honest with you, the rosters are so deep. If you need a guy to do a job, I'd rather you take a guy who's in that position that's a bit better, or if you want, you do what you did with Miro in his TNT run, which is just put him against up and coming young guys and kind of let them go David Goliath and get a little bit of offense in before getting shut down. In regards to this match,
Johnny, as far as I'm aware, Johnny Elite is not.
He's not under. No, he's not under contract. He's not. The current agreement is just that the door is open for him to make. Yeah. It's open for him to make future appearances. Listen,
right.
Regarding Miro, I'm really happy to see him back. He, in my opinion, is the greatest TNT champion of all time. He's one of the guys who are contributing to the Make Wrestling Great Again movement. So I really enjoy him. He just his stuff is just sensational. This guy's cutting a promo about how he's choosing now to forsaken God because he wants to now ascend to godhood and that he has a broken heart. It's like, what is he talking about? I don't know, but I'm intrigued. I'm engaged. I'm fascinated. And he mentioned vague allusions to basically wrestling, Bryan Danielson and Hangman Page and CM Punk. Man, I'm hyped for all those matches. I'm already preemptively getting Miro. I'm giving Miro versus Hangman Page. That's just sitting at like a 4.75 in my drafts. That's going to be tremendous. This guy is, my God, his neck of sand has been fixed. Oh man, what are they going to do to him now? Who's going to take him up on that challenge and try to suplex him on his head to test the theory? I want to know. I want to see. Regarding this match, I'm glad he's back. He beat John. That's dope. Let's see what happens here. And it's good to have him back.
Chris, do you want to go next?
Any basketball on last night? Was there any playoffs or anything like that on last night?
No. There were hockey. There were hockey playoffs yesterday, but no NBA.
Yeah.
You know that MJF segment last night
was the peak of the ratings last night. I just saw everybody. The Dynamite number went down by about 100,000 viewers after Max spoke. You know why? Because he's the second biggest minute-by-minute draw in all elite wrestling.
Bro, listen.
My God, bro.
The MJF promo was still going when the rating dropped.
No, listen. That's no. Let's correct.
I'm looking at it right now, bro.
Nazi, you know why?
He's finding a way to dick eat. This is nuts.
Monty, that's because that's just counted in the quarter that had the next match. But Dave Meltzer already said because it's not minute by minute isn't released on public to the public. Like we only get the quarter hour ratings, right? But regarding the minute by minute, right? It does say that MJF was the ratings peak of Dynamite. You're not about to play my man's on the stream. You know what I'm saying? Just tossing that out.
You don't know you.
Oh, now I've got it now. Anyway, MJF was
really don't know you.
Minute by minute draw last night. That's the Dave tweet.
Here's the thing, Rob. You don't need to know me. Yo, Chris got me crying.
Yo, that he don't need to know me is crazy. No, that was a deep ass. He don't need to know. That's nuts.
Chris's shit is going robotic again.
It's what it does, bro. It's what it does.
What was next on the show, Monty?
So we done with Miro.
Yeah, we said what we had to say about Miro, bro.
Okay, yeah, it's good to see him back.
Yes.
Oh wait, really quick. I want to get my last thoughts in before I go feed my dog on this Miro thing. With Johnny Elite, right? I love Johnny Nitro, bro. But listen, man, this might be time to go back to Impact or something, man. Listen, I
think he can. In Impact, he's so much more like
watchable. He's the star. He's the star. Because
I find him so much more watchable. Because I don't think his match quality since he's left WWE has been questionable, to say the least. But overall, man, I don't think he's horrific. But
yeah, it's just
in the AEW setting, it's like what Hollywood said. It's like their roster's so stacked. It's like, why do you need to pay John Morrison to come in? Don't really make too much sense. So in a setting like Impact, where you'd feel like a big deal there, man. Like,
yeah, or MLW. But anyways, back to the next segment, which is the next segment I have it right in front of me. The fucking
Samoa Joe thing.
The Joe. Oh yeah, wasn't it the Joe getting injured thing?
Yeah, the Samoa Joe.
Joe got beat up.
I was saying it to Rob and Chris before you came in Hollywood. Like that angle popped me so much. Like, bro, it's because they just rushed these angles. It was it was so AEW, and it was like Joe's about to crunch.
And they just
Joe's about to cut a promo, and he's like, "Motherfucker!"
And he gets jumped and stomped out in like 15 seconds, and we just go right to the next thing.
Yeah, and they just smash cut away from it, and it's just like, well, Joe's fault.
It's like, okay. I'm telling you guys, the most dangerous areas in pro wrestling are the backstage areas of NXT and AEW.
Yeah, 100%. People get kidnapped and go missing backstage at NXT, bro. It's
There are multiple. You sound even worse. There are multiple characters on NXT 2.0 that we do not know canonically if they're dead or not. But
yeah, I remember, bro. Did we ever find out who attacked Kenta? Like, never even. Like, I don't even.
Monty, how's my sound? How's my sound?
You sound fine. It's just Chris that we have issues with.
Yeah, are we going into the next segment? Because
Monty, what's next? You got this, bro.
Listen, the 10-man, I think.
Is that the next thing?
All right. Yeah.
All right. I feel like we should wait for Chris to open this one up.
Yeah.
Chris, how you sounded, bro?
Chris, you good?
We've lost him.
Damn, this was for him.
I'm gonna text him and tell him to leave and come back.
Hollywood, you've been kicking the shit out of him for the past 5 minutes.
I've been bodying him because it's just like, man, you know what I'm saying? I just had to get
body, bro. You
had to body both of y'all. You know what I'm saying?
Listen,
this is the Blackpool Combat Club. Y'all niggas are Yuta. You know what I'm saying? I gotta, y'all got some shit in, but I had to slap you boys up. You feel me? You know what I'm saying?
Bro, it's using the fact that you dick ate this and you body, like, is so crazy. But
Rob, what did you think of the 10-man?
10-man. I like the 10-man. I really enjoy. Wasn't it like it was like shit? The Bucks, Red Dragon. And
Hikuleo.
And Hikuleo. Every time I see Hikuleo on my screen, it's the DJ Khaled meme. What does he even do? The nigga just stands around. He doesn't do anything. He doesn't move. He just stands around and does a few choke slams. Don't care. Versus Matt Hardy, Darby Allin, when did fucking the Jurassic Express, and who was the fifth guy? I'm trying to remember who the fifth guy was, or is that all of them?
What happened?
It was like it was Darby. Hold on, let me go look. It was Darby.
See, Rob's put himself on mute because he can't figure out.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm okay. I'm looking at it right now. I was gonna say, Young Bucks, Red Dragon, Hikuleo versus Jurassic Express, Matt Hardy, Christian Cage, and Darby Allin. I liked the match. I really enjoyed it. The Bucks look like they're finna turn face soon.
You think so?
Yeah, they've never, bro. As far as I can remember, since their heel turn, they've never used the Indie Taker or the Meltzer driver, as a lot of people call it. They've never used it since they turned face, unless I'm wrong and somebody can bring it to me. But they've never they teased it, but they never hit it flush. Because so that's coming soon. Christian Cage is. I say it all the time. I say it on Twitter if you see my page. Jay Riso is the most evil motherfucker alive. That heel turn is coming. He every week is just like he has this new evil look, this new smile, this 1,000-yard stare every week. So I know that's coming. Red Dragon is just playing their role, and I think that once it's going to come to a point where it's going to be Red Dragon and Adam, and it's going to be, I don't know if it's going to be Kenny and Hangman, or Kenny or Hangman with the Bucks. But it's going to come to a point of with the Undisputed Elite, because Adam just won the other night, and Kyle won his match at the pay-per-view. right? It's gonna come to a point where the Bucks lose a couple of matches, and they're gonna be like, "What the fuck? Y'all are not holding up. This is supposed to be undisputed elite. We're supposed to be at the top, the peak of the company, and y'all are not holding up y'all end of the bargain." So that's where I think this is going. And also because I see Hikuleo was in the match, I see that going to something with the Bullet Club at Forbidden Door. I really do. So
Okay, so I have so this match was a very crowd pleasing multi-man tag, the type of ones that the Young Bucks like they've perfected. I have three things to say about this match, Monty. Number one, Darby Allin is really good at wrestling.
Yes.
Number two, Matt Hardy's repeated head bumps on the corners to the heels was very entertaining and fun.
Yes.
And number three, I would not mind the Young Bucks winning back the tag championships to segue to a third match with FTR for the AEW tag team championships. So those are my three opinions.
Because Matt pinned Jungle Boy, and that was one of the things that popped into my mind after the match as well. It's like, are they gonna do Bucks versus Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus? Because if that match happens, I do not see Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus winning that. So
yes, and as I said, would not mind the Young Bucks getting those belt, getting that belt back on a top tier team so that they can.
They probably just want to get it on some heels real quick.
Yeah, so that
do
they
the
can
transition, literally transitional champs, and
so
no one's going to complain about seeing an extra couple of Young Bucks matches. I don't think.
Sure, and so those are my three opinions on the match. Chris, how you sounding, man? Your boys, man. Talk to me. What did you think of the 10-man? What did you think of?
I have no idea how I sound. Do I sound like a robot still?
You sound fine for now. So let's hear your thoughts on the 10-man, man.
I'll say this: the Young Bucks are the greatest tag team in the world. They're the best tag team of all time. They carried Hikuleo to a 4-star match, so they should be getting all this praise. They're better than FTR. Nick Jackson's a sick nigga. Meltzer Driver is still the best tag finisher of all time.
That's crazy.
Cry nigga. Matt Hardy actually looked pretty good in this match.
Yeah, he did.
Hikuleo almost died on that.
Oh my god!
Over the top
bro,
shit.
that fucking ruled.
He's so lucky he has so much hair, bro. Because his neck would have been broke if he didn't have all that hair. So shout out to him. That was the best spot of his career, respectfully. Yeah, I mean the Bucks are just them niggas, That's all I gotta say.
Fair.
They should be drafted.
One thing to say about the Bucks is like I know obviously Chris brought Hikuleo, but it's like whoever they wrestle, they seem to be able to just find what they're good at, if that makes sense, and try and just kind of like work it into their matches, and they just I'm not quite where Chris is with the Bucks, but I get it. I get it. They are they are that good. So
yeah, I could definitely understand.
Who do you see better, Martel? Who do you think is better?
In my opinion, the two best tag teams in the world right now, FTR and the Briscoes, interchangeable. I know obviously FTR they get a lot more of the shouts because they're with AEW, but it's like there's just other things like even though I didn't even watch some of the matches myself, but like you hear things about the stuff they were doing in the Crockett Cup run, and it's like the Briscoes were getting 3-star matches out of people who had like absolutely no right of doing them, man. And I know FTR do that a lot, like the whole like carry job and getting the best out of everyone. But I don't know, man. There's just something about the Briscoes, and when you see that match that they had against FTR, I don't know how you choose between them, because that is both of them at the best. They're my 1 and 2.
They're both strong number 2s. But I will say this: I can't really speak on the Briscoes lately because I think I've only seen a couple matches lately. Whenever you look at the people whenever you look at people FTR's faced in AEW, I mean the Young Bucks have had better matches with those same people. The FTR missed 3 straight times against the Lucha Bros. They missed against Adam Page and Kenny Omega. Their best match was probably the Briscoes match, right? And then the Young Bucks carried them to their second best match.
That's crazy.
That's bro.
I'll play. They didn't carry them.
Stop it. Stop it.
I think they're the second best tag team. But I don't see how people can put FTR over the Young Bucks, unless they prefer the style FTR shows.
Yeah, that's definitely the thing. It's a stylistic choice, really. Like, if you're an FTR guy, you're an FTR guy. If you're a Bucks guy, you're a Bucks guy. They are very different.
In my opinion, Monty, the reason why, Chris is right that the Young Bucks had a way better match with Omega and Page, even though that you're comparing pandemic wrestling to pre-pandemic wrestling. And yeah, the Bucks did have better matches with the Lucha Bros than FTR did, but frankly, I'd attribute that to just more stylistic unity, especially since, look, man, you know what I'm saying? You're basically saying that, like, oh, okay, the Young Bucks are better in a run and gun 3-point shooting system than FTR, who are back to the basket post up players. It's a bit of a hard comparison to make, and I think we've seen when FTR work with like-minded guys, they just absolutely knock it out of the park. So listen, man, I get it. It's down to taste, and I understand that you kids, you need to see a lot of things constantly to stay interested, and I totally understand that. So I understand why the Young Bucks, they're sparkly things that they do, attract you kids, and so I get it. They're really good. So
why you gotta put it
we're
like that?
20. We're 20. What are you talking about?
I don't take anything away from the Young Bucks.
He's trying to subtly little bro, yeah. And it's like
I totally understand why, the Meltzer drivers and the indie takers. I get why that makes you guys.
This nigga was born 6 years before us.
I get why he loves chumpies, and I get it.
What's FTR's best match in AEW?
Their best match in AEW?
Yeah.
It's against the Young Bucks, sir.
Against each other.
Both of them, am I right? Both of the best two matches are.
No. Can I count Dak's singles matches?
No, nigga, we talking.
Nah, to be honest, you've got the six man when they teamed with MJF against Punk Darkness team. That was amazing. FDR kind of went missing for a long period before this recent run that they went on, didn't they? And they went through that tough period where you said about like the Lucha Bros matches, they just didn't deliver in the way that people hoped them to. But Hollywood said that was definitely just a stylistic thing, man.
I just saw someone in the chat say "Pretty Deadly" are better than both. Hey, bro,
that's crazy.
Go ahead and exit the YouTube video, my bro.
No, hold on. Wait, I was gonna say, you know why? You know why FTR was like not hot for a long time? Because they actually were what y'all niggas been accused Empowered and Powerful of being, and they were actually held down behind MJF. While y'all niggas steady accused Proud and Powerful of being held down behind Jericho. But nigga, give me a match since they've been without Jericho. I'll wait.
I think frankly, when it comes to Proud and Powerful, I think they're a good team in a division where there's a lot of great teams. I think Proud and Powerful, quite frankly, like, look, man, they're good. I think they're good. And they can have great matches with certain people, but it's tough because it's like, look, man, they are not better than the Young Bucks or the Briscoes or FTR. They're not better than Danielson and Moxley.
Here's the thing, Hollywood. I'm going to cut you off.
Yeah.
Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus are the current tag champs.
Yeah, no. I would take. I mean,
that's what I'm saying, bro.
Yeah.
The point that, there is a lot of great tag teams in that division, but some of the teams that have got pushes
are just kind of fine. Like, they're fine.
Yeah.
For sure. No, I don't. And then there's a situation of Tony's trying to accommodate the large roster by putting a lot of single stars together as tag teams. Like we're seeing with Keith Lee and Swerve. They're not a real tag team. He's just putting them together because they're really good, and he's trying to give them something to do.
They wrestle like a real tag team now, though.
Yeah, for sure.
No, they've gelled quick.
Yeah, absolutely. But in doing that and putting them together and tagging Starks and Hobbs more, that pushes down some of the regular teams down another notch. So that's kind of what happens. This is kind of what happens. So what was the next one? Dynamite. Oh, go ahead.
That was the Jericho segment, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It was.
Yeah, we'll get there.
Yeah, because
is that it? Is that the next segment?
What's up?
Yeah.
Chris, you're starting to sound a little crusty.
Yeah, you're starting to cut out again. I was gonna say, give me sport is not showing me the Jericho segment on here. Hold on, different website. Wait, leave it. Try to leave and come back again.
Oh, we got. This. We're on to the discourse of the day.
What's up? What's today's topic?
The Athena promo.
Can I talk about this segment?
Bro, go ahead, because I've heard so many bad takes and boring takes. I can't believe there's actually been discourse about this.
So you know, I woke up to a lot of the tweets about this, and again, I didn't watch Dynamite until right before this review, right? And so I kind of saw the takes, and I was like, oh man, what's about to happen in this segment, right? I thought like I was in for Athena and Jade essentially having like a Brandy Rhodes and Jade type of segment. That's what I was expecting when I went into it. And that's not what happened at all. Like Athena just showed up, she got a promo, and then the baddies came out. And regarding Athena and her verbiage, right? Like, did she botch some African American vernacular English? Absolutely, she absolutely did botch it. Because frankly, Athena she's a nerd, you know what I mean? And look, and that's fine. Like that's not in line with who she's always been. You know, she's never portrayed herself as something that she's not. And her kind of, saying let's keep it 100, like that's geeky, but that's kind of who she is. And same thing with misusing. She misused the phrase "real talk." And like my reaction when I saw that is not like anything other than just kind of a mild chuckle and going like, "Yeah, man, that's Athena. Who cares?"
Yeah, it's just like God bless.
Yeah, exactly. God bless, right? And so, look, man, black nerds exist. You know what I'm saying? There's no one type of black person. So I really don't, regarding some of the discourse, and if you don't know, I'd rather you just not know, because it really doesn't matter. I don't think it was indicative of anything deeper, really. AEW doesn't have writers on their staff. People cut the promos they want to cut. And so, listen, man, she cut her promo, and that was that regarding that. That's kind of all I want to say about that. Regarding the segment, I love this segment. The baddies came out and like not even like on some like just like I just thought they looked great in terms of like their outfits and the colors.
And just own the stage as soon as they came out.
Bro, they walked out, the three of them, and then Stokely came out. They looked like superstars. They looked great. Their outfits were so colorful and nice and shit. They stood up with Athena, and then you had Chris Statlander and Anna Jay come out, and they both got big reactions as well. And it was this really cool standoff. To me, honestly, man, a lot of times with AEW's women's division, it feels like it's the obligatory segment on the show. And frankly, a lot of times, especially when it's not a match, because some of the matches are hit and miss, some of the matches are great, some of them are not. When it's an angle and a segment with the women, oftentimes it feels like a massive come down from the rest of the show, and it's not on the same level, like in terms of the heat with the crowd and momentum and star power. This segment, right, for me personally, it felt like one of the few times recently where like the women also felt like superstars. You know what I'm saying? Like this felt like a really exciting thing that made me look forward to potential matches with all these new people. So I thought it was really exciting, and frankly, out of nowhere in a snap, the TBS title scene just got like really hot. So I'm excited to see like Statlander kind of get into it, and Athena. And you can do the multi-man tags. You can do all kinds of different matches and kind of rock with that for about a month. So I really dug the segment. I thought it was great. It's great to have Stokely in AEW. A lot of people fantasy booked, including myself, him being with the baddies. And they just went with it. So it works. I would like to hear an explanation on Mark Sterling not being around. Like they should probably at least say something about that, because Mark's just gone now.
I think he'll stick around. I think he'll sleep. I think he'll slip into like the role that he plays for MJF. Like he just pops up because he's the lawyer.
He's just
just like when they need him, they'll just pull him in.
Yeah. Did you see Stokely's tweet? Yeah, he was on the show. Did you see Stokely's tweet?
No. What did he say?
Stokely tweeted the cover to the Dream song "I Love Your Girl," right? He tweeted that, and he tagged Mark. And Mark went in the comments. He was like, "Thank you for your help, Stokely," and shit like that. So I feel like
there's definitely going to be some. Oh, I was going to say there's definitely going to be some testiness on TV. They're probably going to do something with that. So.
Yeah, just to jump back real quick. Real quick. No one was hating on No one was hating on Jurassic Express. We just think.
I will say. Bro,
we just think I wasn't anyway. I just think Santana and Ortiz are better.
I know what you're about to say too.
Do I sound like a robot?
No.
Mildly. Just go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
Yeah, just go ahead. You good.
Hey man, bro, you not want to talk? You was 30 minutes late.
What does that have to do with anything?
Everything, professionalism.
He said, Chris, what you say? Fuck me.
Yeah, but that was a generational 7 minutes of TV. There were some fine ass black women, and then Anna Jay came out, and then Statlander, who's also I think is a star. I think she's taking that belt off of Jade probably.
And then Jay showed up.
I mean, I think
that.
I think I think the baddies would have something at Forbidden Door. I think they'll put them against some Joshis or something like that. I think that'd be good.
I like how I acknowledge Anna Jay was there too, and he goes, "Yeah." So anyway, he did.
No, I mean
you mentioned her.
Everyone in that segment looked good. Okay. You know, even Stokely. I thought Stokely's suit was kind of generational. I was like, damn.
That's what I'm saying. Everybody looked like stars when they came out, man.
Yeah.
And it was on the stage. Thank God. Wait, real quick, Rob. One of my issues with a lot of the Tony Storm and Britt Baker stuff was just visually. A lot of the presentation of their segments was so uninteresting. Every week it was just the backstage interview area. This shit was like big, beautiful LA Dynamite stage. The LEDs are going off. Everybody has their nice outfits on. It's on the stage. It feels live. It's happening. The crowd is going crazy. I like the energy of that entire segment.
Yeah,
it was good stuff, man. It was good stuff.
I'll say this. Mm-hmm. I'll say this also.
You're good.
This segment, whatever Thunder Rosa would do on this show. You know what I mean?
What is she supposed to do, bro?
I prefer what happened on the show with the women, like the whole daddies thing, way more than I know I would have preferred Thunder Rosa having a segment or whatever. So I know, listen, Thunder Rosa's a great wrestler. Her match against Deeb was probably AEW's best women's match for a while. But there's something about her that doesn't have a champion that has something to do with booking.
We're losing him. We're losing him.
I like Thunder Rosa. I thought last week when she came out with the cowboy hat, she looked really cool and cut like a pretty good promo. I think, to be honest with you, it's not completely her fault at all. I think that, I think she's kind of put in like really lackluster situations with a lot of segments and stuff that just don't have a lot of care put into them, to be honest with you.
Oh yeah.
And they're positioned to just not really get that over. I think that I think that it's kind of up to the promotion to just come up with an opponent that would work well with her, and just kind of position it right. Because look, again, with the baddies with Jade, right? Jade Cargill for the longest time was just her and Mark Sterling, and she just squashed people. And there were people who weren't super into that either, right? But look at how now her presentation has been upgraded to another level. And now we're at a situation where Jade, who some people really thought she didn't even deserve to be TBS champion because she was like green, now she feels like, the hottest women's act. So it's kind of up to them to just kind of position Thunder Rosa to just kind of get on the same level.
Yeah, I was going to say, also, speaking of like the whole presentation, everyone's outfits, I'm telling y'all, when they get to New York, he had the bootleg one on NXT, but wait for Stokely to have that whole cam fit on, bro. Stokely, listen, man, Stokely is just that guy. And then I was watching everybody else, and this is my whole thing. I'll give my whole short, little, quick 30-second think piece on the Athena promo thing. Listen, bro, it's 2022. Like Hangman said, black nerds exist, bro. Like, we don't got to talk about her whole misusage of AAVE or whatever the fuck that stereotypical ass shit is, because at the end of the day, nigga, not every black person speaks the same. And by saying that, like, I've seen people say hire black writers but first of all, they don't have writers. And second of all, implying that she has to speak a certain way is very stereotypical. So I'm not about to have this whole 30-minute think piece over it. That's just what it is.
Yeah, there's not even much to say. Really, it was such a minor thing of the segment. Like, I don't know. To me personally, it's like if you actually sat through the whole segment, I really have no clue how that is your primary talking point coming out.
Crazy, bro. Like, at all. I was looking at the time and it got to a certain point. I was like, I can't believe this is an actual like topic.
The only way like I could even fathom that reaction is if you didn't watch the segment and you only caught like the 6-second clip of her saying those words? Because like, man, it's like again, it was like what, a 3, 4, 5 minute segment, and like that was like not even it was like nothing. Like there was so much more to talk about and react to regarding the segment that I really have no clue how that's the primary discussion surrounding it.
Did y'all see Red Velvet? Y'all niggas are talking about Athena's promo. What are y'all niggas
bro,
talking about
it's
what
just
Red
crazy.
Velvet look like? Nigga, like, come on, bro.
Niggas rather talk about a corny line than some beautiful black women.
Yeah,
it's racist.
And that's overall, it was a good segment.
Absolutely sensational. We had 5 black people on television. Just
talk about that though.
It was good stuff. It was good stuff. What was the next segment?
Next thing was JD Drake. JD Drake versus Wardlow. I've got.
Yeah, we can get over this pretty fast. It was just a quick squash. I didn't really care for it. I like
but that's the problem, bro. Like Wardlow's just beat MJF, biggest win of his career. Then the next day, well, not the next day, but the next show, he comes out and he just does the same shit. Like then the feud that they set up is seemingly with Mark Sterling. So unless Mark Sterling's got an ace in his pocket and he debuts fucking Cesaro or someone serious, and it's like, what are we doing here?
It just feels like him floating in the mid card again. Is what you're saying?
Yeah.
I was very kind of underwhelmed that. I was underwhelmed with him coming out, to his old "This Is War" song.
Whoa, chill.
I'm not saying that, no,
bro.
It's not. I mean, it's not a bad song. It just kind of feels like I felt like I was being transported back to literally like Wardlow of like 6 months ago, and we should be progressing, and taking him to a higher level. On a side note, JD Drake has to be the worst looking good wrestler I've ever seen.
He needs to go back to his
Amish look, bro.
Go back to the roadkill fit. Go back to the roadkill fit.
Yeah.
I also want to say this about Wardlow. I love the power bombs, the over with the crowd, but bro, I do want him to start fucking doing some shit he was doing before that shit. I missed the F10. I missed the Casualty of War. I missed him dropping niggas on their head with fucking suplexes. I do hope he goes back to some of that.
I just feel that Tony's done an incredible job with him in the MJF feud, and like finding there was always something creative done on each show to just make him feel special. And this was the first time that it felt kind of phoned in with Wardlow. And I think he's somebody who deserves a lot of. He's the type of guy that needs a lot of care and attention. Because if not, then his presentation will slip. Because he's not on the level of like a Danielson or a Mox who you can kind of not worry about their segment too much and they'll just make it work. You know what I mean? Like those guys know what they're doing, right? With a Wardlow, like it's kind of like carrying Cross to the Cross, for example, is a guy that like had heavy Triple H protection and supervision and carefully care, because if you kind of leave him to his own devices, he's not going to come off the way they intended him to, right? I kind of look at it the same way with Wardlow, where it's like, yeah, they can make him look like a superstar, but he's not really overall completely there yet. And so you do have to handle with care, so to speak. And if you don't and you phone it in, the whole thing is gonna slip quickly. So I do hope that they kind of consider that in the coming weeks.
Yeah. I always say about the Wardlow shit is just like, yeah, that's cool and all. Everything y'all say is cool and all, but we need War Pigs soon, bro. I love This Is War. Don't get me wrong. This Is War is a banger, but the War Pigs got to come soon, bro. Like I thought it was about to hit, and then there was like, I was like, okay, this is cool, but like War Pigs would have been 10 times better. But fuck it, have him. Y'all niggas talking about him going to the mid card. Fuck it, have him take it off of Scorpio, bro. Just have him take it off of Scorpio. Cause nigga, anybody take it off of Scorpio at this point after the LA show, of course. But man, this like fuck, man. Like, what do we do? Because what else can you do?
It's tough, man. It is tough.
And that's the whole fucked up part about this MJF shit, is that it really overshadowed Wardlow's shit.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, what?
Why do you nothing? I just don't think. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're good. Yeah, no, what's up?
I don't want to get too into it. I don't think anyone should take that title off of Scorpio right now. Listen, Scorpio's title reign was pretty bad, but it's not because of Scorpio. Even though I don't think Scorpio's on the level as a lot of the guys in AEW, right? He just got cussed out. He had a great not great promo. You know, he's gonna have a big match in his home city, you know, whatever, on Friday.
Right.
He looks like, bro, stop being anti-black. He'll lose a title. Let my nigga have a little bit of shine. Y'all being anti-black.
Not, bro.
Y'all niggas told me Sammy was a problem, and now y'all still want the title of Scorpio. Even though I do think there are way better wrestlers than Scorpio who can have the belt. But can we give him a chance to actually shed the Sammy stink?
You're right.
And try to have his own shit.
Right.
Like,
you're right.
The match against Dante on Friday will be really good, I think. You know, so I just feel like we need if a couple of title defenses aren't clicking, then we can be like, all right, take that shit off of him. But like, I just think we should let him, you know, simmer in a little bit.
You know what I will say, Chris? I don't want Scorpio as a champion long term at all. And I do think the sooner we get to better wrestlers, more high-end wrestlers with the belt, the better. He's not a bad wrestler at all. And I will say this, seeing him outside of the context of a fucking Sammy Guevara feud yesterday, just something about it. The air felt fresher. Like just seeing him there and he's standing against a different wrestler that isn't Sammy. It was like I saw him facing off with Dante and, you know, I didn't feel sick. It was like, all right, man, you know, I'll take it for now. This is an improvement. So yeah, look, I do think ultimately we probably need that on somebody else within maybe 2 to 3 months. In the meantime, just him going through other wrestlers that are good and just having good matches is absolutely going to be an improvement over Sammy and that whole feud, and that's fine for now. And Paige Van Zandt wasn't there backstage for the segment, right?
No, I don't think so. I didn't see it.
Yeah, it's probably for the best because see, they did the match where Paige was there purely because they kind of built to it on TV with her and Ty fighting. Like they it's almost like they had to do it, but clearly she like wasn't ready on pay-per-view. You know what I mean? Like she's not ready to wrestle. So it's probably for the best to just kind of keep her training for the next few months and let her focus on that. So that's kind of my thoughts on that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know what to say about it.
There's not much to add, really.
Yeah, not really.
Not much to add. Look, it was a solid promo. It's good to see him next to someone who's not Sammy. And next up was the women's tag match: Britt Baker and Jamie versus Ruby and Tony.
Yeah, I enjoyed that.
Fun.
Bleacher Report gave it an A, but I really enjoyed this. It was
a lot of good-looking white women.
A lot of good-looking white women. I will say, y'all niggas who say Ruby Soho's not fine or tripping. Anyways,
that's crazy. I can't legally comment on any of that, but continue.
Yeah, you can't legally. I forgot you can't legally comment on that. But Britt Baker. Okay, so did y'all get strong vibes that haters turning soon, or was that just me?
Yes. I mean,
I think we might be getting. I don't know, man. I feel like I don't know if I can't make my mind up on who I think's going to turn out of Jamie and Britt. I can't make my mind up on it yet.
I think it's gonna be Jamie. No, I think Jamie's going to turn, but it's do they do the Wardlow thing? The same thing as the Ward because they just did the Wardlow thing with MJF where she does some shit to Jamie and Jamie has enough. I think Jamie is gonna they're gonna do it a different way as to where like Jamie does some shit and she just has enough and she just gets rid of Britt and goes out on her own. She did say. There was I think y'all tweeted about it too. She did say she wanted to join the Blackpool Combat Club.
Yeah, she said something like, if I wasn't with Britt, I'd be going all out to be in the Blackpool Combat Club. So,
yeah.
We'll see. We will see. But the match was good. Ruby pinned Britt, I believe. Yeah, Ruby pinned Britt. Britt's taking these pins in the tag matches, but not in the singles.
Britt looked like Britt was out there looking like she took 5 doses of speed before she went out there, nigga, because she was moving. I don't know what the difference is between her in singles and her in tag, but she be moving. I don't understand.
It's because she can't do the long cut-offs. That's genuinely what I think it is. Because when she's in a singles match as a heel, and she'll the matches usually start pretty good with Britt, But then Britt Baker will hit her cut off a couple minutes in, and she'll start
Right.
locking in those headlocks and just kind of going through the motions until it gets to the end when she can do her spots. That chunk's brutal. But if you cut that chunk out, she's actually good. So it's like, it's weird. I think it's just the way that she sets her matches up that makes her matches and makes her seem a lot worse than what she actually is. So when she's in these tag matches and she hasn't got the time to lock on a fucking 3-minute headlock or just kind of plod around doing shitty heat, it makes her just look a lot better.
Yeah. I mean, is there really Hangman, Chris? Did y'all have anything y'all wanted to say about it, y'all?
You guys echoed my sentiments. It was a good match. It's kind of all I have to say about it.
Not much to say. It's just like, where does it go from here, really? And obviously, we just spoke about Jamie and Britt.
It was fun. Tony Storm did a German suplex on Jamie when she tagged in that like made my spine tingle because like she spiked her. Like she spiked it right on her head, like and snapped it. It was pretty crazy. Her and Tony and Jamie work really stiff. And Jamie's offense looks like it legitimately hurts, which is I'd say generally a good thing as long as she's not injuring anybody.
Jamie's great, man, and she takes these bumps as well.
She did that move where like I think it was on Ruby Soho where she got her up and then just dropped it right on her knee. Like her back, like her knee. It just looked like it hurt.
You talking about the backbreaker she did?
Whatever the move is called.
Yeah, bro. Her backbreaker is one of my favorite backbreakers in the business, to be honest. Because she looks like she genuinely is trying to like break your shit.
Exactly. I thought it was what's it called? I thought it was a good match. And that's kind of what I have to say about it.
Same.
So yeah, that's
all right.
Where's the?
Talking about the main event,
no. This is what I'm saying. But we the main event's next on this report, but we must have skipped over.
We skipped the Jericho segment.
Yeah, I can't.
No, we didn't. No, we didn't. We talked about the Jericho thing. I thought the Jericho Appreciation Society with like the boys, and then Regal and Eddie coming out was way before this.
Yeah, and we didn't speak on
talk
that.
About it.
We didn't talk about that.
We didn't talk about it.
We didn't talk about blood and guts. We didn't talk about the hair.
Y'all want to talk about this now? Y'all want to talk about it now?
Sure,
I do want to talk about. I want to talk about Eddie Kingston. Yes, I do want to talk about Eddie Kingston.
Yeah, okay, let's talk about it now before the main event. Let's go.
Hey,
go ahead.
How do I sound?
Yeah, you're good.
What? You sound all right.
I'll say this, right? Jericho is still him. Jericho Appreciation Society is way better than the Inner Circle.
They are.
Yeah.
Everyone fits in so much better in this group. Matt Menard, with his thick ass head, is one of the most entertaining people in the business right now. Angelo Parker's not him, respectfully.
Wow.
Jake Hager, I've never liked Jake Hager as much as I do right now. Him just standing there and looking like albino gorilla.
This is the most.
We'll talk about the real dog later in the main event.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think the segment was cool. Eddie Kingston's one of the best wrestlers in the world. But the guts should be fire. Private Powerful, not them. And yeah.
Eddie Kingston's promo was fucking incredible. Like when he came out and he was like, "Brian won't talk to me. Mox ain't I ain't seen Mox in weeks."
It's like you saw him on Sunday, bro.
He was on Sunday. Yo, Eddie Kingston. That's the most. It's so Eddie Kingston as well.
Yeah.
It's like when he said he had a wife the other week. Like he ain't got no wife. Exactly. He's done it in Chikara as well, bro. Like I'm sure it might be Ring of Honor or something when he was like, "Yeah, man, I've gotta do this for my son that's looking up to me." And it's like, bro,
you don't have a son. You don't have a son. Like, no, that's all I was saying, bro. What's up?
I was saying, do you know what popped me like really hard?
What's up?
Yeah. when they finished the segment and after Regal said blood and guts, Regal and fucking Eddie were walking out the fucking tunnel. And then this nigga Eddie
ran back.
I look away and Eddie just running,
Yeah.
running to the fucking ring.
Eddie King's is
Like, I
hilarious.
started
man.
laughing my ass off. He was funny.
Yeah.
Bro.
No. You know what made me laugh? It's just the most random thing. Jericho was quoting Bryan Danielson. He went, "I'm gonna kick his expletive head off," because number one, he replaced
That's not even how
fucking.
you say it.
Yeah, number one, like he replaced fucking with expletive, and number two, that's not how you pronounce expletive. So it's just so funny. Yeah, listen, man. Regal knows he's a meme.
Yeah.
Jericho, I think the reason why JAS works is when Jericho's a heel, even when he starts out serious, he's always prone to just kind of eventually within weeks, if not months, lean into just being like comedic and funny. And oftentimes I don't really like it. Like I remember when he came back in 2016 and he turned heel, he was trying to kind of do a retread of like his 08 Jericho, and very quickly it veered into meme territory, right?
Mhm.
And meme Jericho is fine, but if you want to take him serious as like a top heel, it's kind of hard for me personally when he gets like that, right? And the Inner Circle is the same thing. Jericho's a heel, he's kind of a serious heel, and then he kind of slowly just becomes like a meme. You know, he's always going for these meme, you know, catchphrases and things like that. But because the Jericho Appreciation Society, like that's the point, because like that's literally like their ethos, it works so much better for me personally, because it's like that's kind of what they are. And so Jericho can basically set the stage for Jericho to lean into all of the Jericho isms that he already does, and it doesn't detract from the storyline. So
Yeah.
that's why this works for me so much.
Perfect for him at this stage, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah,
It's just
absolutely.
perfect for him at this stage, and not, especially at this stage with where he has fallen down in the card naturally with the new signings that have came in recently. So
this has
like
been a good way to keep him fresh.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So like with
absolutely.
Punk, Danielson, etc. coming in, it's hard. Like Jericho couldn't be the guy he was in the first year.
Oh,
You can't
absolutely.
do that when you've got Punk and Danielson and go. Like you just can't do it. This is such a good fit for him. Like he's, you know, Jericho's the master of reinvention, and he keeps proving it, man.
Yeah,
Simple
my
as.
only thoughts on this. My only thoughts on this are, yeah, I'm basically echoing you and Chris's segments, Hangman and Montel. I really enjoyed the segment. Bro, this whole thing where both of these powerful niggas want to go singles, because there's been reports of Santana like wanting to go singles. I've seen some of his indie single shit. He wasn't terrible, but he did not move me. You need to stay, y'all. These niggas need to stay with each other as much as possible. Like I even as like a tag team, they're not moving me lately, but especially as a single, they're not moving me. Ortiz, I feel like Jericho's definitely getting his hair shaved because of the bald spot that he's having. So yeah, but it's not looking good. It's not looking good at all.
It would be funny if after cutting, like if he cuts his hair, it'd be funny if he tried to get the short hair look that he used to have, and like just for a week or two, just kind of do a parody of 08 Jericho in a segment. Like I just think that'd be funny.
I don't think he should do the short hair. I don't think he should do the Bon. I don't think he should do the Bon. I always hated the Bon Jovi cut. I'm not gonna lie. I think he should do the 06 like short hair, because the Bon Jovi cut was never a big thing. But I feel like he's gonna go back to that just because, like you mentioned.
Niggas go in the toilet live on a podcast.
That is insane.
Yo, Chris.
That is insane.
I think
gone.
This is crazy.
I think he forgot.
Even toilets flushing and shit.
Oh my god.
I think he forgot to mute. Oh yeah. I just
this nigga came back in like whoops.
Oh, yeah.
But I was looking at the chat and somebody mentioned he was Jericho goes, "Who burns him, man?" And everybody was like, "You, bro. What are you talking about?" Like he's so good. And then fuck Becky for trying to take the whole "I'm a wizard" shit on Monday, bro. Like Jericho, that just shows you how much of an influence Jericho still is at the age of like 52 years old. So
what I can say about him positively is that like every time it feels like he's dead in the water and he's like completely cooked creatively, he just kind of stumbles into another thing that really hits well, and then he'll just be in another great program. It happens every time, man. Like after 2012, when he did the stuff with Punk, he did nothing interesting for the next like 4 years.
Oh yeah,
you know, when he would come in and out of like WWE, like he was doing nothing interesting. And like, I remember at that time, I was like, man, Chris Jericho was just cooked. And then in 2016, he kind of stumbled into all that stuff, like the list and the catchphrases and stuff. But then even when that kind of got old, it was like, all right, well, what's next for Jericho? And he, you know, that's the thing with him. It's like every time he's just kind of dead in the water, and you think it's done. And just most recently with the American Top Team feud and the fact that the Pinnacle feud kind of, you know, limped into the finish line, so to speak. Jericho did not have a great year last year in the second half of the year. So this JAS stuff it's just another case of Jericho figuring out a way to add more years to his career. And good for him, because honestly, like with the MJF Wardlow thing done, this is like the hottest thing in AEW, in my opinion. Like this Blackpool Combat Club and LAX versus JAS thing. And I'm kind of just, you know, I don't know if Blood and Guts is going to be the culmination of the program, but the fact that it's so soon, I almost don't want it to end right away. Like I feel like there's so much you can do.
So many avenues to explore, isn't there?
There's so many avenues. There's so many matchups that I kind of want to see with the program. Like frankly, there's so many. You could main event a different JAS versus BCC match every week on Dynamite for the next 4 weeks, and it would feel different and new because there's different dynamics to explore. So you know, I kind of would not mind this thing going another like 7 weeks, really.
Yeah, no, you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Not wrong at all. Not wrong at all. It genuinely does feel like one of the hotter things in the company at the moment. And yeah, because of just the talent involved. Like even if there was no story, and the story is great because they're just polar opposites. Yeah. But even if there was no story, just the matches themselves, like Hollywood said, like they could just main event like they did last night, and it would feel different and fresh every time. Mix a few tag matches in there. It's easy stuff, man. But yeah, like obviously moving on to the main event, Daniel Garcia versus Jon Moxley had one of the all-time great TV matches, to be honest.
It was fantastic.
Genuinely, no, Jon Moxley is okay. So he's definitely up there for Wrestler of the Year. That's been debated for a minute. Yeah, but now it feels like he's genuinely like one of the leading contenders for it at this point, halfway through the year. So
yeah,
he's killing it, man. He's killing it. And I said it on the podcast yesterday with Joe. It's like I love you. You know, Mox. Like you see when he gets into a match where he's allowed to bleed. Like it would make sense for him to bleed. Like that boy is cutting himself open in the first 90 seconds. He does not waste any time. He gets right in there, bro.
I wanted to say it on the space last night. I feel like if we're doing like, you know how the NBA has the whole MVP like ranking system of like the critics and everything. I feel like Moxley is like knocking it out the park right now in terms of like Wrestler of the Year, because it's like, damn, bro, he brought a good Tom Lawler's not a bad wrestler. He's not like him or anything. He's not the worst wrestler ever. But he's like he brought Tom Lawler's name back to like prominence from where it was in MLW. He's like he's just giving niggas bangers consistently every week, every day it seems like.
I'm not as go ahead, Chris.
Oh no, you can go ahead. I wasn't gonna say anything.
I was gonna say I'm not as hyper as I was 2 hours ago when I just watched this match. I feel like I should have spoken on this earlier when I was like in absolute delirium.
You did.
Yeah, I'm like kind of tired right now. Right. I'm experiencing a come down, but I thought this match was absolutely sensational. It was, you know, like I really wish y'all should have let me promo on this shit immediately. But look, Daniel Garcia is a dog, man. Jon Moxley's a dog.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah. Bro, that X-plex on the stairs. Insane, bro.
Yo, I jumped. That's what I'm saying. The X-plex on the steel steps, the move where Moxley's leg was sandwiched on the steps and Garcia drop kicked it. Like there was just like a grittiness and an intensity to this match. It's Hangman. It's Hollywood Hangman Adam Pearce style wrestling. This is what I need in my life. I need grittiness.
Suplex into the pole driver was really nice. I'm telling you,
suplexes, pile drivers, technical wrestling. You know what I'm saying? Grappling, intensity, physicality, hard blood, hard chops, attitude, because there was a lot of attitude. Garcia he's a great punk, you know what I'm saying? And so like him kind of standing up to John, like it was great. I made when this match was booked, I said on Twitter that this is going to be a rematch from their first dance match. You know, back last year at Rampage, the first dance, they main evented the Dynamite the Rampage that CM Punk came out, and that match was like fine. And the cool thing about Daniel Garcia and Wheeler Yuta is they're having repeat matches with top guys, and every iteration of the match is notably better, and you see their improvements, and they're getting much more offense in because they're bigger names. And this match blew their previous match out of the water, and they did so with Garcia not even fully being like a superstar in AEW yet. He's just now a guy who's on the way, right? Whereas before he was just this young punk who's kind of getting an opportunity. Now he's a guy who is being positioned to be something more than that, and he's on the way to being a star. And already, without even fully being like a top guy, he had a fucking killer match with John. And you know, on one hand, it doesn't surprise me because it's like, yo, this kid was having heaters with just anybody in Limitless. What do you think he's gonna do with Gangman gassed early? Hate to see it. I did get gassed early.
Bro, I got there's other messages about you gassing up.
What did they say? What did they say? Yeah, I'm tired. I man got time to pull that dick right.
Let him know, bro.
Hey, man. Yeah, if that's how you see it, that's how you see it. For me, it's just you know, if Garcia could have heaters with you know guys in Limitless, and you know not to discredit these people, but like the Kevin Koos of the world, and like you know some of the you know the JD Drakes of the world. What do you think he's gonna do with people like John Moxley and Bryan Danielson? You know what I'm saying? So fucking this match was sensational, man. It was great. It was literally just more of the energy from Anarchy in the Arena, but in a more of a wrestling standpoint with two guys. I went 4.5 stars on it because I just thought it was so great. It was threatening to fall apart a little bit at the end when Jericho kind of came out and like Eddie had to kind of fight him off.
There's like a slight awkward delay.
Yeah. Eddie came late. Eddie came late in on the save because Jericho was looking like he wanted to get involved, and Eddie was supposed to kind of stop him.
Eddie almost died.
Eddie trips and mistimes it, and like the fumbling of that finish almost like kind of took it down a little bit. But ultimately, this match was so great. Like I said, man, when it comes to John Moxley and Daniel Garcia, these guys have dog in them. They got dog on them. They got dog around them. You know what I'm saying? So this is my type of wrestling. So of course I'm going to be partial to it. But I just thought this was a tremendous way to cap off what was realistically, if not the best Dynamite of the year, one of the best Dynamites of the year, and one that I received very well also because it just felt like a new season of AEW. It felt like a new chapter was opening. And I love when pro wrestling shows have a new look, so to speak, or a facelift coming out of like a big event.
Bro.
And with the new set, I do gotta say this, Monty. You know, personally, I'm a big person, partially because I'm a designer and I'm an artist. I'm a big proponent for visuals in wrestling, right? It's very important to me. Aesthetics is so important. Some guys I know they'll say like, I just care about the wrestling. I'm just here for the matches, right? For me, the visuals of a wrestling show are so important. Like they mean a lot, right? And I'm telling you, I could watch a mediocre wrestling show that if it looks really nice and has a cool stage, I'll be okay with it personally, to be honest with you. And so things like a new set, a slightly different ring design, new rope colors, an apron logo. These things like go a long way for me personally. And so seeing this big venue have a Dynamite with a new stage, and you know you have all these new storylines coming out of it and hot segments, like it really went a long way, and it felt like just a really big show. And this main event to me was just a great main event that capped off. To me, the best Dynamite of the year.
That's why I used to love like the. Oh, what were you saying, Chris?
Oh, you can go first.
Oh, I was saying that's why I was a big fan of WWE, and what they would do was like after WrestleMania, it would always be like a season premiere. Like WrestleMania will always seem like it was a season finale, and then everything else afterwards. Now it really doesn't feel like that anymore. I get that feeling a lot with ECW and stuff like that. So when you have these whole like these big pay-per-views, and then immediately on TV, like a whole new storylines, whole new everything. I love it. It's one of my favorite things. So
yeah, it makes the big event, the blow off, the WrestleMania, the double or nothing, whatever you want to call it, it makes that more significant because you're getting big blow offs to feuds. Whereas now with WrestleMania, like Rob alluded to, it's not quite the same because you get WrestleMania backlash. So like, you know what I mean? Like they set up matches for WrestleMania backlash at WrestleMania or the Raw after Mania, which I think is insane. Like, so. Yeah, man. But outside of that, I kind of agree with pretty much everything Hollywood said. It's definitely my kind of wrestling. The Mox versus Garcia match. Mox and Garcia are both just savages. Mox is genuinely putting together a wrestler of the year. Okay, so he's getting stronger pretty much every time he steps in the ring.
yeah,
Mox with white tape around his wrist is better than Mox with black tape around his wrist.
yeah.
I made the rankings.
I don't know.
I made the rankings before. It's number one is yes, I did. I fixate on shit that doesn't matter, like this. Like this shit doesn't really matter, but I care. Barehanded Moxley is probably the best. Then it goes white tapes on the hand Moxley, which he had at Bloodsport and he had at Double or Nothing. Then it's white wrist tape Moxley, which is what he had last night and what he had against Ospreay. And then it's black wrist tape Moxley, which is what he's had since joining the Blackpool Combat Club. Those
there
are my.
You have it, folks.
There you go.
You have it. There's the. You come here to WrestlePurists for the stuff that matters.
The Moxley gear rank.
Yeah, the Moxley tape rankings.
Oh, he also wore black shorts at Bloodsport that looked really dope.
Yeah. Wait, Chris, you had something you wanted to say before. Yes, you can get
well,
before you.
I was gonna make a crazy joke about Mike Vick, but I'm not gonna do that.
That's crazy. You hype.
I forgot we were on YouTube. But these two are dogs.
Low key, you should have just went for it. I'm not gonna lie. It's too late now. It's too late. It's too late now because you got cold feet and shit in the setup. But you should have just went out and just said it.
But these two are dogs, right? Like, you know.
Yeah.
I think they were both of my first team all dog this year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
DG, you know, I don't know what it was. At first, I wasn't really rocking with him when he first showed up, just because he was just kind of skinny, you know, white kid, right? But you know, as time's gone on and he's got with Jericho, him joining JSS over the Combat Club is the best decision for him because you know he had to get this personality. You know, Jericho was probably pushing him and all this shit, and like he's still like a phenomenal fucking wrestler. I don't know how old he is, like 20, 22, something like that, 23.
Something like that.
Some shit.
Something like that. So he's having all these great matches, and you know, crowd's starting to react to him a little bit more now, especially when the matches get going. They're not behind him, but they're reacting to him when he's doing shit. You know, they're both fucking hitting each other with backdrop drivers and shit. So, I gave it 4.5 too. It's probably my top 10 matches of the year so far.
You guys, I just want to throw something out because I put it back up on my TV, bro. This match was like 11 minutes.
Was he?
Yeah, Monty.
It had an overrun.
Yeah. Monty, how many times do we do this where like we talk about a great match on Dynamite and I point out how short it was? Like for example, Garcia and Yuta was so great and it was like 12 minutes long. Like I think it goes to show again, like I'm a person that, and I've said this before, I prefer a really great Dynamite over AEW pay-per-views most of the time because because AEW like has great promo segments because of this, they're unscripted and they're really like exciting usually. And so on a Dynamite, you get like the really exciting promos and the really exciting angles, and then you have these bangers that like the crowd is super into from top to bottom, like, and they don't go like 27 minutes like sometimes they do on pay-per-view. It'll literally be like 11 minutes, and it doesn't feel like it because they skip like a lot of times they skip the rest holds, they skip the rest spots, and they just go all out from the beginning to the finish. You know,
Wait, hang
you're
on.
not. What's up?
We got some shit dropped from SRS real quick. I think it just dropped just now. Hold on, let me read it.
Okay.
I'm not gonna go. It's like a long ass essay, like you be writing type shit. So I'm not gonna. Go through all that. But it says MJF's promo backstage reaction. This is from Sean Ross, by the way. The backstage reaction to MJF and promo and situation with AEW. MJF's promo was designed to gain a polarizing reaction. It did just that. Fightful spoke to countless AEW talent about MJF's situation in the company, with most of the talent ranging from it's always been a work on MJF's side to, well, it's definitely a work now. One talent told us that they found out about the situation had been a work. Any further than this weekend, they'd be particularly frustrated for many reasons. One was that talent had talked to MJF and Tony Khan with confidence about perceived issues. Another talent indicated to us that they generally try to stay away from any kind of story that mentions MJF on interviews or Twitter. A longtime friend of MJF's claimed that MJF was adamant to them backstage that the situation wasn't a work. However, that talent also said that it reeked of desperation on screen to make something happen, and they don't believe Tony Khan or AEW will allow that to happen. There are numerous talent on the roster who sympathize with MJF's initial point of frustration regarding the contract scale for original talent compared to the incoming free agents. Nobody that we spoke to could or would verify that Tony Khan had or is in the work. So basically,
MJF is Brian Pillman.
Yeah, basically he's Brian Pillman.
Don't disrespect the guy like that.
I'm just he's shooting his own angles to try to get what he wants out of the situation, and no one is in on it except him. You know,
yes, I did not. I did not read the whole Fiverr report. If you want to go read the whole thing, go pay that $5, little bro.
Absolutely, all the information is on Fightful Select. We at WrestlePurists support Sean Ross Sapp and Fightful Select and all their great reporting. Sean Ross Sapp is WrestlePurist adjacent spiritually, whether he wants to be or not. And Chris, you wanted to finish your point on the main event, so I'm gonna let you cap this off, bro.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I just capped it off by saying AEW got a lot of dog ass niggas. The main event was a fucking pound, a Michael Vick wet dream, if you will, because them niggas was dogging out there. I love shit like this. That X-Pac was crazy. All this in front of Westside Gun in the forum. That was one of the best performances since Shaq and Kobe. So shout out to them too.
Absolutely. Listen, when you go to LA, you have to come correct, like I said at the beginning of the review. And look, these guys, they had a fitting main event to a great show, and they are dogs. Listen, man, John, my top 5 in AEW right now, my 5 favorite guys are John Moxley, Bryan Danielson, Eddie Kingston, Dax Harwood, and CM Punk. I think right now there's a lot of guys in the promotion that are like on fire at the same time. And you really saw it here, and we saw it in the Arena Anarchy, and man, it was great stuff to cap the show off.
Yeah, so to finish up this stream, I'll go around quickly. What would you rate this Dynamite out of 10? I'll start with you, Hollywood.
I don't really like rating wrestling shows out of 10.
Why are you doing it?
Okay. Damn, if I had to rate Dynamite out of 10, really, like with this week, honestly, even like really highly rated Dynamites, like that people will hype up, like sometimes it's the stuff that little things that bother me personally that aren't like the end of the world, but like bother me. This week I didn't really have that. Aside from some stuff like concerns regarding Wardlow, really. I thought top to bottom, this was just a red hot show that felt exciting and everything. I'm going to honestly go 9.75 out of 10 on this Dynamite.
Okay, yo, Chris, what you saying out of 10?
I would agree. That nothing was bad to me. I'll give it a 9.5.
Rob,
I'll give it the same thing. I'll give it a 9.5 simply because of the fact that they could have found anybody else but Hikuleo. But
fair. I'm just gonna go with a 9 because I don't give anything more than a 9.
Yo, Michael Vick wet dream was crazy.
Yeah, crazy. It's been a crazy podcast. Hangman's been on he's been on a few rants. We had
An emotional
we had a civil war going on about Dick riding and MJF. But you know, it's always good to check in. You know,
I feel like I'm about to
Yeah.
fall asleep. I feel like I tired myself out in the first.
but yo, Hollywood's getting tired. We don't want him snoring. We've already had Chris
Mhm.
go in the toilet on the podcast. We don't need
That's
niggas
crazy.
snoring as well. So yeah, man, if everyone can please just hit us up with a like, a subscribe, hit us up with comments,
Absolutely.
hit us up with follows at WrestlePurists, hit up the website WrestlePurists.com, follow
Right.
at Chris O'Bread, at Rob What's Your Rat, give your rat to the people.
At NTWF Paragraph, PEROGRAPH.
And of course at Backup Hangman. I am at Montel WP, and yeah, WrestlePurists Podcast 17. Thanks for watching, and we will be back very soon.